Greetings. In this video we'll be visiting a used game shop in Japan. This particular location is in Kyoto, in the northern part of the city near Kinkakuji. So right off the bat you can see here that the game shop is rather small. The aisles are very narrow, very tight, but there's a lot of great content. And right off the bat I found, surprisingly, 2 North American Edition NES games. Please excuse me in advance for the bumpy footage. Due to the narrow aisles, it's a little bit difficult to get some good filming angles here, so I'm forced to either film very up close, which means for me to be able to go through a lot of the content in this store, I have to move the camera a bit quickly, or I have to film at a slightly off angle, but I'll do my best here with this particular setting. So as you can see, there's a pretty wide selection of games. A lot of them are familiar. There's also a lot of stuff that is probably pretty unfamiliar, except for those that are particularly interested in specifically Japanese games. Now, as for me, I'm really not an expert in Japanese games. I'm really only familiar with the Japanese games that were released in the North American market during the 1985 to 95 period. That is the focus of this channel. So you see here, there's certain familiar titles like you see Mega Man, and you see certain titles here. I'm struggling to find some that are familiar, actually. A lot of this stuff seems rather alien to me. See a lot of, oh, there we go, Ninja Turtles, that's familiar. We see some, oh, there we go, NBA games. I'm really not a basketball fan, but that's obviously very familiar. The NBA series from EA Sports from the 90s down here in this discount bin. And some of these prices are pretty good. 300 yen for those discount games at the bottom there. That's just $2 US. That's, obviously an excellent price. We see some other stuff here that's definitely out of the realm of familiarity for me, with those collectible cards for I don't know, those Pokemons or whatever. We see some familiar things here for the N64, Star Fox, Mario, and the like. You got some consoles here, and as you can see, it's a little bit helpful that they have some of the labels written in English. For example, whether the console works or not. We got some cool stuff here, Zelda. Special editions. I'm not sure. I'm a big Zelda fan, but I really am not familiar with those special editions. But as you can see, the prices are, it's, those figurines for 2,500 yen, for example, that's about $18 US. That's probably a little bit more than I'd be willing to pay for those kind of figurines. You see a lot of different games here, probably some specific, very narrow specific titles for people that are interested in that particular genre. Again, here you see this English label. That's very helpful. This console does not work. Okay, that's helpful to know. 1,500 yen, that's $10. I'm not sure. I suppose if somebody knows how to fix the console, that might be a very good deal. Or if you need parts, that might be a good deal. Got some classic Xbox 360 games here. Again, this is stuff that I'm not all that familiar with. Honestly, I'm more of an NES and SNES gamer, a little bit of N64. Pretty much after that, I'm not familiar with some of that stuff, but I do recognize a few titles here and there. There's some good racing games that I kind of see. You got the PS3, Call of Duty. I never played, but of course I'm familiar with that title. And these prices, $29.80 for Sonic. That's $20 US for a PS3 used game. I'm not sure if that's a good deal or not, but to be able to go into the shop and look at it in person, it's quite nice. I should note as well that there's no game station that's open for playing, to try out games or anything like that. There's some music in the background. That's why actually I've muted the background noise, because of potential copyright issues on YouTube. So there's some pretty kind of J-pop type music in the background, but it's not too loud. It's very soft. It kind of creates a very nice shopping atmosphere. There's a couple workers, but they're in the back. They're doing their own thing. I'm not sure if they're doing inventory or processing things, or just waiting for someone to come and check out, which I like. I like to be able to walk into a store and not be approached. I kind of like to just shop at my own pace, so it's a very nice atmosphere, I'll say. The music is relatively quiet. There's a couple customers in and out, but overall it's pretty empty. That's also quite nice. This was filmed on a Thursday afternoon, late afternoon on a weekday. I don't know if on the weekend it would be pretty hectic or crazy, or perhaps in the evening hours after work, perhaps you get a lot more people. But I must say, on a weekday afternoon, it's a very nice atmosphere. It's a great place to shop. See some very familiar stuff for me here. Game Boys, a little bit, I don't know, it's probably a little bit on the pricey end here. You see, I mean, 20,000 yen, that comes out to about about 100 and, what is that, about 120 bucks US. I'm not sure if that's really a good price or not. There's a bunch of games here. The games are pretty well priced. The consoles, on the other hand, seem a little bit on the high end. But then again, maybe I'm just out of the loop and I need to get up with the times, and maybe everything is getting more and more expensive as time goes by. You see here some Nintendo Switch games. Again, please excuse the rapid movement of the camera. It's a little bit difficult with these tight aisles here. Here's some functioning PlayStations. You got a lot of controllers, and I think that's probably the more useful thing for some people here. Might be the ability to just buy a missing outlet, a missing plug. Oh, there we go, Sega Genesis used. That's a decent price. I mean, what are we looking at here? About 25,000 yen. That comes out to somewhere between 150 to 175 US. Sega Dreamcast, I never played it, but I know that's a very popular console. So 20,000 yen, again, that comes out to, between 120 to 150 US. That may be a very good price. I know that those that did play Dreamcast, I know that that tends to have a kind of a special place in their heart. The console that kind of ended Sega. Here's some stuff that is completely alien to me. I have no idea who these characters are. These are Japanese animation characters. I don't know, Pokemons and I don't know. I honestly, excuse me, I really don't know what to comment on these. I think they're Pokemon and the like. I'm not sure. I see that giant figurine that we just passed for 5,000 yen. That's about $38 US. That seems really expensive to me. But if you're a fan of that particular character or series, maybe that's a good deal. You see the Nintendo Switch. You got some. Again, some cards here, 30 yen, that's only 20 cents each. That must be a good price if you like those. You got some figurines from Zelda and Mario and those kind of things. So a very cool selection of things here. The Japanese animation stuff has absolutely no appeal to me. I'm just not familiar with it, but I'm sure for those that are Japanophiles and love this kind of thing, this must be really fun to go shopping through this section here. There's also this fun gacha machine where you can get some cards for 200 yen. But I think that just about does it for me for this particular shopping trip. I'm very excited to have found at least one item that I can buy, and this is it right here. The NES version of Top Gun. The label is clean. It looks great. Only 1,100 yen. That comes out to about 750 US. So that's a good purchase. And so that just about does it for this video. Thank you very much for watching.